Happy New Year. Happy 2026. Welcome to another video. That's right, another brand spanking new video on this godforsaken channel. Let me see if I can make some sense into this video, because the previous videos that I made, I wasn't much of a talker. Some people who view the videos on this channel as me being boring, I'm trying too hard, and oh yeah, I lost a subscriber. I lost someone who subbed to this channel, and they were complaining about me, saying, you know, all the time when I was talking in one of these previous videos on this channel. And this person had the nerve to leave a comment on one of the videos on this channel. And they said something like this: say you know one more time, Mother Tucker. Or, say you know one more time, motherfucker. I dare you. I double dare you. And I commented back to this person, okay, you're not gonna do anything. What are you gonna do? And I noticed the sub count on this channel went from 194 to 193. So I guess this person is going to hurt my feelings unsubscribing from this channel. I'm going to tell you this: I don't give a shit, and I don't care. Hey, if you don't like my content, if you don't like the content that I pump out on this channel, go ahead, unsubscribe. I don't care. If you don't like the content on this channel, that's your problem. So I'm not going to whine and cry about all of this, because it's a brand new year. It's a year of possibilities for me. I might get out of this country one day, in the year 2026 or in the future. So the landscape has changed here in the US, and I guess all over the world. Canadians from Canada don't want to come to the US anymore because of the travel restrictions, the tariffs that's been slapped onto their country by President Trump, the big fat orange asshole in the White House. Canadians are attacking Americans regardless if they're MAGA or not. And I was attacked by a Canadian over a comment that I said to them on a video on a YouTube channel. And the name of that YouTube channel is titled Charlie Angus. Charlie Angus is a YouTuber. More specifically, he's a former member of Parliament in Canada. He's the former party member of the NDP, the New Democratic Party. And you got all these people on YouTube who are from Canada, and they have a channel titled Guard the Leaf. Because, oh yeah, Donald Trump wants to make Canada the 51st state. Now he's turning his attention, Trump, now he's turning his attention back to Greenland and want Greenland to be part of the U.S. in the Kingdom of Denmark in Europe told him that Greenland is not for sale and Greenland wants to be its own country. And the people of Greenland want Greenland to be an independent country. They want to break away from the Kingdom of Denmark. So Trump is stuck in colonizing mode. And Europe is not into stuff like that anymore. They're not. Yeah, I heard that Europe is, well, according to Donald Trump, Europe is crumbling and falling apart, and they got stupid leaders running their countries. And you got people in Europe, more specifically countries like the United Kingdom. They see what goes on here in the U.S. and they're more interested in what goes on here in this country, the United States, than their own country. And you got Europeans think that America is their country, and they think that they live here. And I hate to burst their bubble. This is a message here's a message to them and someone who lives in the UK who subs to this channel. The United States isn't your country, and it's not. It's my country. It's not your country, so I suggest you worry about what goes on in your country than what goes on in this country. So, just want to get that off of my chest. I'll probably piss some people off who subs to this channel from a foreign country, but hey, I'm just speaking the truth. Just speaking the truth, and the truth hurts. You hear that sound? That's the sound of fireworks being fired, being shot in the air. Hope I'm making some sense into this. There's some people shooting off some fireworks, and they've been shooting off fireworks way before midnight. Well, I live in a place where everybody is completely stupid. Here's a great idea. Why you just wait till midnight hits, which is the sign of the new year. When the new year rolls around, when 2026 rolls around, or any new year rolls around at midnight, then you can shoot off fireworks, and you can yell at the top of your lungs and say this: Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Do that. Okay, as I was saying, my neighbor just got in their car and they're leaving. I don't know, should I allow some people to be in the videos of my channel? Maybe I should. Maybe the videos on this channel wouldn't be so boring to some people. But hey, yeah, it's a brand spanking new year. I haven't been making any videos as of late. Been busy. I've been preoccupied with some things. So I hope in the year 2026, I don't make terrible video. I stop making terrible videos for this channel and make decent videos where I talk clearly and don't say the same thing over and over and over again. The first video of 2026 and I'm just getting started. I'm getting warmed up here. Yes, I am. I hear some people celebrating the new year. I got some neighbors who live behind me. This a guy who lives behind me. His name is Bob, and he runs a business. Well, his full name is Bob Delzato. He's from Minnesota. And he's from the Midwest, and I don't like people from the Midwest. And I don't, because some of them are assholes. I had a teacher who was from Nebraska, and she was a bitch. I remember when I was a kid. What was that? Heard some noise. Probably some wild animal. Probably a raccoon. A possum. Okay, anyway, I remember I had a teacher, and she was from Nebraska, and when I was in the 6th grade, I was eating food in a cafeteria, and I didn't have the appetite to eat anything, and I told the teacher, hey, I was in the 6th grade, and I told the teacher, hey, I can't eat all this food. Well, more specifically, a hamburger. I told her I can't eat this hamburger. I'm not hungry. And she said this to me: eat the meat out. Meaning that she wants me to pull the hamburger patty between that was between the hamburger buns. Just pull the hamburger patty out between the 2 hamburger buns and eat it. And that makes no sense. Like, I just don't have the appetite. And she was forcing me to eat this hamburger because of starving children in Africa. And she's going to force me to eat this food. I'm going to be forced to eat it. I don't want to eat anything. And she's going to make me gag and throw up. So, yeah, I remember she smarted off to me when I told her that smoking cigarettes wasn't good for her. And I was a kid. And she went and chewed me out and acted like a complete bitch. Yeah. Yeah, and I ran into some woman on some flight from Detroit, Michigan to Shanghai, China. She was a stewardess. It was a woman. She was a stewardess, and she had that same attitude as that teacher that I had from Nebraska in junior high or elementary school. So I don't like Midwestern people. I ain't saying that all Midwestern people are like this. Some are nice people, some aren't. So I'm gonna fill out a place if I move to the Midwest, leave the southern U.S., which I'm currently living at right now, Texas. So, yeah, I heard some music playing. That's from my neighbor Delzato. And you hear some people still shooting off fireworks. Okay, let me look up and let me turn the camera to the sky. Look at that. It's a full moon tonight. A full moon tonight. And it's not tonight. It's morning. Early wee hours of the morning. It's after midnight. January the 1st, 2026. Yeah, it looks like it's nighttime, but actually it's morning. Yeah, Wednesday night is over. Thursday morning is here. So it's early wee hour Thursday morning in Liberty City, Texas, USA. There's some wild animals or birds flipping around in the bushes, the trees. So it's like Delzado's throwing a party. He's throwing a wild out party. Here's some singing and some music playing. I hear that Midwestern accent. Yeah, Midwestern people, people from, like, I say people from Minnesota, they sound like they're from Canada. Yeah, I get people from Minnesota mixed up with people from Canada. So, turn on the flashlight on my smartphone. There you go. Add some color to this video. So, this is a New Year's Day addition to the New Manchester YouTube channel. Someone left an empty bag of fertilizer out here. Yeah, it's an empty bag of fertilizer. Oh, I better keep the camera still. I better watch what I'm doing, because someone will watch this video and complain about this. You're moving the camera all over the place and you're making me nervous. What are you recording? I'm making the video and talking, you idiot. That's what I'm doing. I'm talking, I'm not aiming the camera at anything. Yeah. Get those, see, I got some stupid people who come to this channel. Religious nut jobs. Assholes. Unhinged people. Mostly people from America. And someone from Italy told me that I'm too stupid to know anything about Italian culture. Someone from Italy. And he told me not to come to Europe. They told me not to move to Europe. And stay where I'm at, here. Well, I go wherever the hell I want to go, asswipe. That's the most dumbest thing that you could ever hear someone say. They tell you to stay in your own country if you're ignorant of their country. And this is from a disastrous video I made about Italian culture. And it's my fault because I don't know nothing about culture from other countries. Most notably Italy. So I'm going to stay out of that. Or I can do some research and learn before I get on camera and open my mouth. It's freezing cold out here. It's about 1 degree Celsius outside. I think that's like over 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, I'm saying both English and metric. You know, I'm very comfortable using the metric system because the metric system is the most universal system that's currently being used by every single country in the world. Every single country in the world uses metric, except this country, the United States, here in North America, Liberia, in Africa, and Myanmar in Asia, and the United Kingdom uses the United Kingdom uses the metric system too, but they also use the no, yeah, I got that all wrong. The United Kingdom uses the imperial system just like the U.S., but it also uses metric. I think that's a leftover. I think metric is just a leftover from Britain breaking away from the EU from Brexit. I have someone who subbed to this channel who lives in the UK, and they're telling me that when the United Kingdom left the European Union through Brexit, Britain went downhill. Well, it was Britain's decision to leave the EU through Brexit back in 2020, so it was Britain's choice to leave the EU. But Ukraine, a country that's currently being decimated by Russia, can fill that void by joining the European Union, replacing the UK. Yeah, I think Ukraine should be part of the EU. That makes sense right there. The United States absorbing Canada, annexing Canada, and making Canada the 51st state. That makes no sense whatsoever and is absolutely ridiculous. And a lot of Canadians in Canada are pissed at this, along with tariffs, and from Donald Trump, President Trump, the President of the United States, is insulting Canadians in their country. And that's why you see Canadians running around here on YouTube, bashing the U.S., laughing at different Americans and calling them stupid, calling them idiots, and saying that they might be part of MAGA or not. And I got attacked by these people, and it didn't bother me. I just laughed at this because I don't want to have anything to do with this shit. I don't represent the United States government. I don't like what the U.S. is doing. I don't like living in America. I want to get out of America. And you hear from me. I hope when I leave North America, I hope Canada and the U.S. go to war and kill each other for all I care. Because I'm not a fan of the United States, and I'm sure as hell isn't a fan of Canada. Now, don't get me wrong. Canada doesn't start wars with other countries, and Canada doesn't go to other countries and bully other countries and take resources from other countries. Canada doesn't do that, but Canada is not. Why? I don't hate Canada. There's some things I like about Canada, and there's some things I don't like about it. The thing I don't like about Canada is passive aggression. Canadians are passive aggressive, and they will stab you in the back after you talk to them and be friends with them and be cool with them. And after that, they'll turn around and stab you in the back. Stick the knife into your back. Now, I'm not going to say that all Canadians are like this, And also, Canada is not a very sociable country. People are standoffish, ice cold, antisocial. Some of them have an attitude. And I hear this thing that Americans say about Canadians. Oh, Canadians are so nice. They're nice people. They're wonderful people. And I don't think like that. I know full well that there's good and bad up there in Canada among the people. And the only good parts of Canada that I really like is Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Quebec. I don't like British Columbia, BC, and I don't like Ontario. Those parts of Canada suck ass because the people are screwed up in the head. They're antisocial. They're not very sociable people. And speaking of British Columbia, I went to that province, British Columbia in Canada. I went to Victoria. I went to Victoria, the provincial capital of BC, on Vancouver Island. And I got a whip of the people. Some of the people are very cold. They just smile at you, and that's just about it. They don't speak back to you or anything. A bus driver went from being happy-go-lucky with tourists on a tour bus to a lifeless, stiff robot. It was weird. Yeah. So, Canada is not the country for me, and I don't want to live there anyway. At all. So, I don't want to live in Canada. I don't want to live in Canada, and I don't want to live here in the US. I heard some people say that France is a terrible country and France is not the country that it used to be. Yeah, I hear all this. People complain and they bitch and moan about, oh, this country's bad. Don't go to this country. This country's bad. That country's bad. Well, it's like this. If you don't like the culture and how things are in that country, you can move to another one. Simple as that. Staying in a country and complaining about it is just downright idiotic. Unless you're a person with a disability and you having a hard time trying to get a job and trying to get out of a country that you don't like living in, a country that's toxic. And yeah, I want to leave the US because the US is a very, very toxic country. Very toxic. So, I think that's all I gotta say in this video. 2026 is here. It's a brand new year for me, and I'm gonna make it a good one. All right. Happy New Year.